Every singer is influenced by other singers. Every singer has purchased records in record shops. Every singer goes home and plays those records and tries to emulate them. And if they emulate them long enough and hard enough, and they've decided that they want to be a singer, well, sooner or later, your style is going to break out. It just takes time, that's all. It takes perseverance, it takes hard work, and of course, luck has a lot to do with it too. I was fortunate to be offered an engagement at the Palladium in London back in 53, and the record was #1 there. As a matter of fact, I just entered the Guinness Book of Records in Great Britain. I had the very first #1 charted record in the British Isles. So I was honored to be in that publication. When I played the Palladium, the audience was, first 2 rows were American entertainers who had came to see me. And there was Bing Crosby, and there was Ava Gardner, there was Kirk Douglas, and there was Frank Sinatra, and there was Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, Pierre Angeli. I can go on and on. It was a great event. And also, I was invited to the coronation of Queen Elizabeth. And sitting next to me, I'm happy to say, was the Winston Churchill. The first time that I heard about The Godfather, the first time that it was called to my attention, was someone who called me from Las Vegas and said to me that they had read a book called The Godfather, and there was a character in that book called Johnny Fontaine that we think that you could portray to the hilt, because in a way it almost paralleled my own life. As you know, Johnny Fontaine is a composite of many singers, but I thought I was kind of closest to the Johnny Fontaine portrayal. And I knew that I could play that role right to the hilt. So there really wasn't much of preparation for me to do that. All I had to do was play myself. So in Godfather 2, when he called me, Francis Coppola, I told him I couldn't possibly do number two, because I had prior commitments that had been postponed for this year. So I had to pass on that. And then when Godfather 3 was now in production, I was called by Coppola to report to Italy to do Godfather 3. I think the most important questions asked to me is, what's it like working with Marlon Brando? Well, you know, he oozes with this mystique about him, and the method acting, you know, that he portrays at times would bring me to my knees, you know, and working with him is like working with a director, working with someone who directs you. Just doing a scene with him, you'll learn an awful lot about acting.
Come into my life and stay a while.
Important right now, it has to be my family. That's the most important thing. That's why whenever I'm in show business, or I'm active in show business, I know I'm going home right after that. That's important to me, my family. I have 3 children. I have my daughter, her name is Allison, and she's a producer in the television business. And then I have a son who works for NBC and CNBC and MSNBC. He's a chief computer expert. And then I have a daughter who lives in Hawaii, and she loves to be on the beach. And I have a lovely wife whose name is Judy Martino. She's a wonderful girl. She's from Columbus, Ohio, and she's an ex-airline stewardess. That's where I met her. I met her en route to Cincinnati. Love at first flight.
Whether I'm right, ooh, whether I'm wrong.
Life on the road is not as tough as people think it is. It entails quite a lot of things. For instance, you're there by yourself, or unless you have your family with you, you get this great opportunity to sing in front of thousands of people. You have most of the day to see other parts of the world. No, I'd say it's extremely gratifying to have that opportunity. To all my fans out there, the only thing I can say is thank you for a great career that I've enjoyed over the last 50 years. I thank you. I thank you.